In our Northwestern Association, we tend to centre our work each year around a particular theme. And this year we've been led to use the theme, Open Our Eyes, Lord. And there are three reasons for that. The first is because as we look at the world around us, we see a great deal of uncertainty, a great deal of turmoil. And our human nature at times like that is to want everything to go back the way it was. And very often as Christians, that can be the basis of our prayers. We want God to keep everything the same, to put it all back the way it used to be. But the message of our faith and our scriptures is that very often when our world is in turmoil, God is trying to show us something. And so our prayer is, open our eyes, Lord, to what you would have us see, to what you would have us understand and recognize in all of the change we see happening around us. But we as a Baptist community are asking some big questions. Questions about human identity, questions about whether we've always been fair to one another, and particularly some of the findings of the recently published Project Violet, challenging us to think about how women leaders have fared amongst us. And so we are saying, open our eyes, Lord. Open our eyes to our prejudices. Open our eyes to the things that need to change. Open our eyes to what you would have us do and say, not just be driven by our own ideas. But also at times like this, very often people's individual stories, which may not be some of those big things that are happening around us, can be overlooked. And so as we look at these big things together, we're also saying, open our eyes, Lord, to those people we're not listening to. Open our eyes to those stories that we're perhaps not noticing, so that we might see what you are saying to us through them. And so we offer you this prayer. Open our eyes, Lord. Help us to see what you would have us see and not be blinded by our own prejudices and expectations. Make us alert to new opportunities for faith amidst the events that trouble and disturb us. Help us to recognize the harm and hurt that we have caused to others, even though it might not have been our intention. Help us to notice what others might not notice, that we might glimpse the traces of your Spirit at work, and help us to discern the pathways that you would have us follow, and not be driven by the assumptions of popularity and success. Help us to fix our eyes on the things of eternity and live our here and now in the light of your truth and promise, releasing our ambitions to the cause of your kingdom, confident in the gospel that you have called us to proclaim. Amen.